Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is December the 24th, 2018. Strong hand. Long-term thinking, unconfiscatable. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the apex predator. Okay, Ken Bozak just jumped into the chat and he sent $4.20. He said, Merry Xmas Eve, bro. Yeah, Ken, someone told me it was Christmas Eve today. I'm in Tel Aviv, Israel, and you can't even tell. You're walking around. Who would know? It's and the other thing is the Sundays here are like Mondays. So today feels like, I don't know what today even feels like anymore. Anyway, first day of the work week is Sunday in Israel. Very interesting. Oh, I'm having a wacky time, people. Pound that like, I'm having a great time. Pound that like button. So remember, this shirt is from All Good Lab. They're linked to below. I thank them much. There's hipsters in New York for this shirt. They're doing good Bitcoin stuff. Check out the links below, disruptmeister.com, techbalt.com. Follow me at techbalt, TECHBALT. The Saturday Beyond Bitcoin show was great. And of course, This Week in Bitcoin was awesome. And the very legendary Brian, the UK Bitcoin master, joined us for the show on Friday. He's in the chat right now watching this show. I'm sure he's sitting there in England. The fire is burning and the tree is aglow and the presents are below. And he's having a great time. But he was on the show Friday, so you'll get to see him. Okay, well, there's some people that are not having a very good Xmas Eve, or maybe they don't even celebrate that holiday. I don't celebrate that holiday, but and neither does anybody around here. But yeah, you by now, I heard about this right after I did the show yesterday. The Bprivate. Remember that crypto dividend? If you had Z Classic or you had Bitcoin, you got this Bprivate, which is just like your own version of Zcash, which was Z Classic. Oh, I know, it's like a tongue twister of confusing forks and whatnot. But no, it was a good concept. Rhett had a very interesting idea. It was a spork. It would, if you were a Z Classic holder and a Bitcoin holder, you would get this new coin. All right, great. And it was basically, if you're a Bitcoin holder, you're going to get this. Basically, you get your own version of Zcash, which is supposedly private. I thought, oh, well, that's pretty good. And free is free, right? So let me just, some my good points there. But this news is bad. The news that came out yesterday, no doubt about it, there was a pre-mine of what, like, I'm going to get to 2 million coins, a secret pre-mine. And so instead of ending up with 21 million coins in the future, they're going to end up at 23 million coins. So I want to, again, I've had Chris Solomon on this show before, who is a developer with Bprivate, who's a very smart guy. And I doubt seriously he has anything to do with this. And he hasn't tweeted anything out. I saw Rhett has, tweeted things out, stop accusing me of stuff, blah, 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 blah. Rhett has dug himself a pretty big hole because he's said some whack things in the past, and he's intertwined with this. He's going to have to take, if Rhett had nothing to do with this, and Rhett probably didn't have anything to do with this, he's still going to have to take the accusations like a man and just deal with it. And I'm definitely not accusing anyone of anything here. But someone did something over there. A mistake was made, or somebody intentionally did this. So I'm going to read you some quotes. And again, I'm bringing all this up because, again, if you're a Bitcoin holder, you got Bprivate, this is something you got for free, this affected the value of it. Obviously, now that people have heard that there's more inflation than expected, the price has gone down, which makes sense. I'm glad the market reacted this way. Sometimes when you get bad news, the price goes up. It's such a whack altcoin market out here. And bear with me, people. This and the title of this video, as the title of this video implies, what happened here is should remind you that Bitcoin is the rock, and to get involved with these altcoins is very risky. If you bought them, at least if you get them for free, whatever. I mean, whatever. It's worth less than you thought it was going to be. Oh well, you still got it for free. So here's a quote. It's pretty surprising no one has realized this until now. Someone wrote that in the Reddit. Okay, it's pretty surprising no one has realized this until now. Actually, in altcoin land, it's not. Okay. This is a really big takeaway you guys got to get from this, okay? It's pretty surprising no one has realized this until now. No, it's not. There's hardly anyone working on these coins at all, okay? You can slip things in. This is just the tip of the iceberg, people, in terms of what gets put into altcoins. People aren't reviewing this stuff. And the people who buy it, the people who hype it, they have no technical skills. I don't have the technical skills to analyze the code to see that this was done. Hardly anyone does. Okay. And there are thousands of altcoins out there. So if this could sneak into Bprivate, imagine what has snuck into so many other things out there. Okay. We're talking about hidden inflation here. That's what this is. I mean, some of them are going to break on their own probably. That's the beauty of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's got a lot of eyes on it, okay? Constant eyes on it. The smartest minds in the business on it, okay? Again, I said Chris is a great developer. Chris is a smart guy. He's working on Bprivate. How many other dudes are working on Bprivate? Really, how many other dudes are working on it? Compare that to how many are working on Bitcoin. Then compare it to your favorite altcoin flavor of the month, okay? There are not too many people working on your altcoin flavor of the month. What was IOTA? Remember those guys found problems with IOTA? Some college, Harvard people, Yale people, I forgot who it was. But again, it's pretty surprising no one has realized this until now. It is not at all. That's what people have to get through their heads in terms of every altcoin out there, whether it be a crypto dividend, a fork, an airdrop, one that just, got the latest technological gadgets to it. It isn't surprising. This stuff isn't looked at very closely. And the people who are hyping it and buying it have no clue what they're buying and what they're getting, and if it's really been checked or if it isn't checked. And again, this also shows the centralized aspect of these altcoins. That there's a centralized team, there's a development team that can sneak things in, that can put things in there, that can turn it off. And what Bprivate might end up doing is and this might become a trend also, and I would recommend they do this. Get rid of unclaimed Bprivate, like Satoshi's Bprivate. Just erase it from existence. So that'll cause a deflationary effect. And they've been talking. I think other coins have talked about that for a while too. Well, I forgot what the whole entire process is called. I didn't even write it down. When you get rid of unused coins that are never going to be used, and that Satoshi's Bprivates, of course, are never going to be used. That's easy right there. So what do we have here? So centralized, I talked about that. So yeah, there's a lot of other dark secrets in altcoins. No doubt about it after this story came out. But Zuko, who was the Zcash guy, I think that, yeah. Well, anyway, Zuko says about 9.5% of all the active Bprivate coins were secretly generated by the devs, i.e. counterfeit money, effectively stealing from all holders of the coin. And yep, that's true. Coinmetrics.io discovered this, okay? Coinmetrics.io. And then it was the block.crypto that published this article. I linked to it below. Of course, I linked to the tweet by Zuko also. And then Bprivate did have a response. They said, we will be publishing an official statement via Medium in the next 24 to 36 hours. That should be interesting. And Crypto Jake, who is like one of their marketing guys over there, he tweeted out, it seems that the code they referenced was written by an early contributor named AirK42. That is the extent of our current knowledge right now. Again, they'll elaborate on this. You know what? I don't care whose fault it was. It doesn't matter. I mean, again, the main takeaway from this is that all these altcoins, they aren't being watched very closely. Okay, I'm sure theblockcrypto.com or Coinmetrics could do this to a lot of other coins. Go again. Bprivate was a top 100 coin. was on the first page of, why don't you go on the 5th page, or you go to some 10th level, 10th tier altcoin. I'm sure you could find it, but no one's interested in that. I mean, what's the point? All right. So there's my, that's your crypto dividend part of the show of the day. Actually, there's a little more. Someone had a question I'm going to answer. Again, I want to remind everyone, Tel Aviv on January 3rd is the 10th. Join us at the Bitcoin 10th anniversary blowout party, lightning themed extravaganza, honey badger celebration. I linked to how you can get tickets. I don't know who won that raffle. I hope they tweet that out soon. I'm interested to know who will be getting a free ticket to go to the event in Tel Aviv on January 3rd. I will be there. I will be live streaming it. And there are going to be a lot of parties all over the world on January 3rd. And it'll be a happy day, the 10-year anniversary of Bitcoin. Okay, here's some more. Here's the Bcash crypto dividend. Bstash. They have a Medium post with their update. They're trying to get on, well, they're talking about the joys of merge mining and how they're trying to get listed on an exchange. Bstash is basically a way you guys control Bcash and BSV and whatever. Good luck to Bstash. Again, if you're a Bcash holder, you should want Bstash to do well. You got your free Bstash. How you split your Bstash from your Bcash, I don't know. Did a forkdrop.io probably list something. My buddies in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. All right, moving on. Phil Phillips or Philip, he on Twitter right before the show went live. Look at this service for you guys. The Meister's always willing to answer a question. About 5 minutes before I went live, I saw some guy tweet it out to me, and I never answer tweets like when someone goes, "This is what he wrote. Hi Adam, what are your very basic thoughts on B-Rhodium? Legit? Thanks and Merry Christmas." Okay. So yeah, I usually don't answer those things on Twitter because I just like to do I'm very strange about Twitter. I just like to do my own post. I rarely answer like a post beneath because not everyone sees that. I want everyone to see. I like doing retweets because everyone sees that. They don't always see what you reply to someone. Anyway, that's just a Twitter commentary there. But no. So his question, he said, "What are your very basic?" So I've talked about B-Rhodium before, obviously. And for you, those of you not familiar with the situation, B-Rhodium was an airdrop crypto dividend. If you held Bitcoin, you had to sign up, just like you did with. I forgot that other one. There was another one, another airdrop that you signed up for. What was it? Bit something. They had a purple bee. What was that other one? Bit. I can't remember. There've been so many of these darn crypto dividends, but the original there was an airdrop. It was done in a good way. And then, so they did their own airdrop, and it's taken a while. Everyone claimed it and you had to go through the process, and soon it's going to be on an exchange. So from what I see, you got it for free. I'm not telling anybody, I've never told anyone to buy any of these darn things. I've never bought any of them. I get them all for free because I own. It's a benefit of being a Bitcoin holder. It's a crypto dividend. That's the very definition of it. So I see no issues with it. I've compared it to Unobtainium because their gimmick, like Unobtainium's gimmick, is scarcity. Okay, there's only 210,000 Unobtainium. There's only 2.1 million B-Rhodium. And so Unobtainium, which is only like on one exchange, has maintained the value. Now they have a certain way of mining. I don't know how much mining plays in the role of Unobtainium able to maintain its value, but it's been able to maintain its value. So yeah, whatever. B-Rhodium's a crypto dividend. Soon they're going to be listed on exchanges. So soon you're going to be able to get your Bitcoin for it. Okay, you're going to be able to turn your B-Rhodium into Bitcoin. So yeah, it's an airdrop, and if you got it if you signed up, you did all the things. What was that other one called? That other airdrop called back in the day? No one is anybody answering me in the chat? We got a lot of guys in the chat. Bitcore. It was Bitcore. Thank you, Agartha Asgard. He's a classic dude. He's good to see you, dude. And thank you for reminding me. It was called Bitcore. It was that Bitcore airdrop, and that one went real smoothly. They were on Cryptopia, I think, or something like that, and that was a while back. So yeah, we'll see how the again, yeah, and they're going to be, there's the B-Rhodium people are listed on PCP, some P2P, like the number 35 exchange in the world they're going to be on, and they're going to be on another one apparently too, and they're already on that decentralized one too, whatever that decentralized one is called. Okay, enough. So I hope that answered your question, Phil. So I mean, I'm pretty on these. I find these crypto dividends to be harmless and just beneficial to people. I like to encourage people to hold Bitcoin, and I feel that this is a way to encourage people to control their own private keys. Because when you control it, if you're at some, if you're keeping your Bitcoin on Coinbase or on an exchange, you don't get all these crypto dividends. Okay, you definitely don't get the airdrops at all. No, you definitely do not get the airdrops. So I'd like to encourage people to put their Bitcoin on their Trezor, control their own private key, and then you can easily get these airdrops, and then you can sometimes easily get these forks. But always when you're getting those forks, be very careful. Be very careful. Know what you're doing. Again, with the forks, I've only forks that I've ever gotten, are ones that the Trezor has allowed me to get. That's Bcash and BGold. And then the crypto dividends that I've signed up for are Bitcore and B-Rhodium. All right. And see how strict I am. I call everything B. I never say Bitcoin, whatever, because they all use the Bitcoin name, which is, again, just shows you the strength of Bitcoin. It shows you that everybody wants to be attached to Bitcoin. Okay. BitBacker. I wanted to comment on BitBacker. So my BitBacker, I set up my BitBacker. I'm Bitcoin Meister there. I'm also Bitcoin Meister on Steemit. This show is live on Steemit right now. And people have already signed up to follow me on BitBacker. And one thing that I was really impressed with BitBacker, it looks like it's growing. And it's a competitor to Patreon that involves cryptocurrency. Okay, that's basically what it is. And so thank you for the people supporting me there. Ken Bozak is also on there, I noticed. And Ken sent me the super chat. I hope he's still paying attention to the show. Thank you very much again, Ken, for the super chat. And I see Vention McTowell is in the chat also. And Vention was the one who inspired me to get onto BitBacker. But I was impressed because some of the guys behind BitBacker said, hey, if you have any questions, they on my BitBacker page, because it is a little funky still. I mean, you can't answer things directly. And they're like, if you've got any suggestions, please tell us. So I thought that was a good sign too. They want to interact with the people, and so I wish them good luck. If it gets more people to use Bitcoin, if it gets more people aware of cryptocurrencies and away from this centralized Patreon censoring model. Don't reinvent the Patreon wheel, Jordan Peterson. Learn about BitBacker, learn about cryptocurrencies, okay? All right. And another thing I was thinking on this subject matter, if Coinbase or blockchain.info created their own, they could easily create their own BitBacker, their own Patreon, their own cryptocurrency Patreon. They could do pretty darn well too. It could just be a bonus for their customers because they've already got all these customers that are storing cryptocurrency on their third party, Coinbase or blockchain.info. And they could just set up something where they could deduct from their users' accounts a specified amount every month to contribute to some content creator. They could really do that. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Coinbase. I'm giving them ideas here. There's probably some regulations that it would break, but I mean, Coinbase is in bed with the regulators, so I'm sure they could get it passed. They could get that approved. They could become a Patreon. They could be a crypto Patreon. Coinbase could do that, and it would encourage. In the long run, it is a pretty big company with a lot of money. They could get a lot of people over to their version of Patreon and into cryptocurrency, which would be a positive. Again, we're talking about the centralized money raising for content creator space. I mean, it's an interesting niche that Patreon has created, but Coinbase could get into that if they want to, and make it totally crypto based. Okay, what's this Reuters article that I wanted to talk about? By the way, this is your daily dose of strong hand. Should I use that as a line? I know I got that from Sandman. Your daily dose of strong hand. Bitcoin Meister. Pound that like button. What is this here? Oh yeah, Trump officials call bankers will convene plunge protection. Top Trump officials call bankers will convene plunge protection team. Uh-oh. So people are, and that was yesterday, I guess. So yeah, it's centralized. The government says, okay, you big 6 banks or 5 banks, we're all going to meet and devise a plan to make sure that the stock market doesn't crash. And so people are like, oh, it's horrible. I told you there was a plunge protection. Yeah, well, okay, yeah, so it's opt out of it. If you don't like that system, then just buy Bitcoin. There is no plunge protection team in Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't need a plunge protection team, okay? This is where the big boys play, okay? We don't have bailouts here. We don't have plunge protection teams. Bitcoin is defined by hard numbers, okay? It's not changing. You know, the stock market, it can be, you know, Trump, it can manipulate it, and well, I mean, his dude is calling the banks together. I mean, they've got a lot of money. They've got a lot of sway. They can all of a sudden all agree, collude to do things a certain way, and that can influence the market if they collude like that. I mean, that's not a that's logic right there. If you get the biggest players in the game to collude, and you tell them what to do, then yeah, you can influence the market, definitely. So no, there's that's that. If you don't like that, then opt out of it. Opt into the Bitcoin land. But I mean, if you're going to complain, then deal. I mean, the personal responsibility is a new counterclaim. If you don't want to leave, if you're stuck in stocks and bonds, then this is what you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to deal with Trump and plunge protection teams and Bernie Sanders maybe or somewhere. Beto O'Rourke. Oh, great. Josh Kohout sent $1.99 in the super chat. Thank you. He says, strong hands are our plunge protection team. Dude, that's pretty good. Pound that like button. That is pretty darn good, Josh. I like that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's the holders of last resort are holding up this thing. It's a very good point. All right, what else do we have here? That put a big smile on my face as all of you are seeing. Okay, I think that was all I had to talk about tonight, isn't it? It feels like I skipped something. I hope I didn't skip. I talked about BitBacker. I talked about B-Rhodium. I talked about Bstash. I talked about Israel and the Bprivate. So yeah, dudes. Again, with these altcoins, it can happen in your altcoin too. There might be dirty little secrets that no one's bothered to like analyze all the code and see what all the backdoor stuff is all about. Whatever. I'm just buying the stuff and flipping the stuff, and I'm just trying to get more Bitcoin. Okay, great. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Bang that bell button. I hope everybody has a fun night and has a fun time tomorrow. The show I do a new show here every single day. I don't care what holiday you might say it is or who's selling. When it's that's what I say. I do a new show here every day. I'm Jewish, as you all know, so I don't do a show on the second day of Rosh Hashanah and the second day of Passover. Yes, that is true. But every other day, there's of course I'll do a show tomorrow. Of course, there'll be a show tomorrow. And I hope everybody's having fun with their families, doing whatever they do on this day. Or if it's just a normal day, I hope you're having fun too. Bang that bell button, subscribe to this channel, pound the like button, click on the squares that you see that are the old shows. There have been some good old shows lately. I will say hello to everyone in the chat. Ho, 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 says someone.